but do it anyway, rather than
I'd say he's a
cynically
dick.
manipulate your feelings.
I'd say he's a dick for a lot of other reasons, not because he chose not to shake someone's hand.
No, I don't even think he's a dick.
Boy, here we go. Jeez.
I think it's just a baby. It's just not his personality to be respectful in that sense. He'll grow up a little bit.
We can hope. But anyway, guys, I'll let everybody go. Thanks so much.
Yeah,
Right,
before you go, brother, I just want to say something quickly. I'm starting a phone-in, an eSports phone-in. It's going to be called Trash Talk. I want you to call in, brother.
Oh, snap.
Oh, well, you're taking our regular caller and
He's just got a great voice. I just like listening to his accent, dude.
Oh,
That's all
God.
it is. I don't even care what he says.
Well, I wish I
I don't
liked
even care what he
you
says.
like his
I never
voice.
cared.
Kurt, how many times have you heard that, dude?
like none, so thank you. All right, guys.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Keep an eye out for it, Kurt. I'll see you around.
Definitely
Take care,
will,
bro.
buddy.
All right, switch over. Oh, Kurt's always a good guy. That's a good discussion, though. Definitely a good discussion. Any other questions, John, you see? If you guys want to call in, go ahead and add me on Skype. Skype ID is ChanmanV.
Odie posted something, though, some Reddit thread about Naniwa was apparently supposed to join Dignitas. So Odie was like, maybe that added some fuel to the fire. I don't know.
He was what?
Yeah.
Here, link it here. I need to see this. Recently, or?
I don't know anything about it. Hold on.
I gotta get Odie on here soon.
Because he was in Dignitas.
Just pull him on now.
Oh, I want to get Odie on for a full show.
There you go, right there. It's in our chat.
Oh, this week? What was it?
It was like 2 to 3 months ago.
Oh, this is a long time ago. Jeez.
Hey, he just posted it. He says he said he can call in.
All right.
All
All right. Let me pull Mike on here. He and his new Skype ID.
Maybe he has something to share that we're not.
Look at that pic. Nice pic. All right, pulling on Odie, guys. I wonder if Dignitas for those guys that I don't know are crazy.
We're crazy.
What's up? What's up,
Hey,
Odie?
How are you?
Good, good.
Which camera am I on?
Hey, what happened here? Got mixed up here.
Yeah, I pasted something like the handshake thing that I saw. To be perfectly fair to Naniwa, I didn't see the thumbs down thing, but who the fuck is scared of a thumb? Like, what the fuck?
Wait, a thumb?
Sorry, I'm English. I can't pronounce that word. Like, if somebody thumbs down me, like,
yeah.
if anybody did that to me, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna like cry about it. So, like, my view on esports, like, I'm extremely competitive through all the sports that I played from fucking 8 to 9 years old upwards. You play your opponent, you shake hands. It doesn't matter if you hate them or you love them. You shake hands. That's it. Done. Most professional boxers, MMA fighters beat the shit out of each other.
That's true.
Most of them after the match, they'll shake hands or like cuddle or whatever the fuck.
Cuddle.
It's just part of what you do. Okay, so the showmanship that Naniwa does, like, Naniwa's great. Like, I love Naniwa as a professional, and I hate him as a professional. It's really fucking mixed relationship with me and him. But to not shake someone's hand, to me, is the ultimate insult in gaming, because that's a professional player that's on your level that just played you, win or lose. You shake their hands. All this shit I saw on Twitter from the Swedes, like, in Sweden you don't shake hands if you lose, like, or whichever fucked up way round it was.
Fucking Robert.
Yeah, like, I don't give a fuck. Naniwa is great for StarCraft, there's no doubt about that, but it just pisses me off beyond belief. So, this thing that I pasted, this thing upset me more than anything. At the end of last year, we were close to signing Naniwa. I spent a lot of time trying to get the funds to actually sign him, because I want to help the guy. I like him, but hate him. And that's how you are as a manager. That's what happens. But if anybody saw that link that I posted, like,
Posted, John.
that was the nail in the coffin for wanting to help that guy for me. So yeah, I have a little bit of a personal grudge. So all I did on Twitter the other day was say, I think I called him a dick. So tonight I saw a couple of tweets from Naniwa. One was slanderous. One was what's the word? Number one is slanderous. I can't even remember the fucking tweets. But anyway, our lawyers in Sweden are checking into it. But it just amazes me. Like, everybody knows who he plays for at the moment. Like, he plays for Alliance, which is apparently a Swedish team run out of wherever it is in America.
Wherever it is in America, okay.
Yeah, there has to be some control. Like, my tweets the other night were purely about esports, and like I believe that people should shake hands.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who they are or what they've done. Simply that.
Were you really surprised though? I mean, it's funny because yeah. I mean, the Vortex one I felt like was really bad. I mean, because there was not much of an exchange that was even causal in my opinion. But the one that happened in WCS, it was WCS. But this one, I knew he wasn't going to shake his hand, just given the events that led up to that. So.
Yeah, all I saw, I tuned in to watch the game, and that's all I saw. Like, don't shake the hand, and I just tweeted, just because I have an opinion. I think I'm allowed an opinion.
Yeah.
I think I put in what a dick. That's all I put.
It was like the double try too. I think Polt even went in twice for it, if I remember correctly. So.
Yeah, but great. Polt is the one Korean that I really admire, because he's actually worked out like how it works, how the big picture works. He's got a personality. He's studying in America. He's Korean. His English is getting better and better every time I hear it, and he's a showman. And that's what's great for the scene.
Let me point something out. So two of the people that we've said that kind of get it now happen to be Violet and Polt.
Yep.
So, what's the common thing between Violet and Polt, guys?
They live in Texas. They're learning English.
Texas, and
Andrew is helping them in every facet of their life.
That's right.
And he's very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're being coached, basically. Honestly, they are. They were being coached from the very beginning. Violet was being coached. Be more engaging with your audience on stream. And all of a sudden, people were like, "Oh, this guy's kind of fun to watch, and he's trying to speak English. Oh, it's so cute," and people were getting involved. So I think a lot of it does have to do with they're just getting good advice. They're getting good advice, and they're being pushed to do things that maybe they wouldn't normally do on their own. That's why I think it felt like, or it looked like it might have been a little contrived, because in the 5 or 6 times I've met Polt, it's never been that way. But, hey, he was pretty excited, so he certainly could have, that could have been that way. But he's got good management, so
yeah,
good for them, actually. I think it's good.
Yeah. I think it's great. Like that's
people are asking, and maybe you can explain this. I mean, it's hard to explain to people that have never played sports, and I'm sorry if I offend anyone, but there are a lot of people in esports that don't play sports. Sorry, but for people that have never played sports or never competed at a high level, I don't think they understand the importance of the handshake. As Richard was saying, you could literally beat the living shit out of each other during the match. That's really what it's all about. And please stop using the word BM. The chat is using the word BM like crazy. It's called trash talking. Enough with this bad manner stuff. It's trash talking. So, and I've gone over this before, but you can be trash talking. I just played a game on Friday, indoor soccer or football for those living in the EU. And it did not go well. There was plenty of, and some of it was against girls. I mean, they were talking mad shit, and I'm like, really? Seriously? And, and they're pushing you, and then the minute you give them a little shove, they're like, oh, God, that hurt. Look at him, he's fouling me. It's so annoying.
That's dirty right there.
It is. It's dirty. But you know what? I'm pulling on their shirt, not in anywhere you shouldn't be, but I'm grabbing on their shirt, not letting them get away. And if you've played sports, you know that when you're on the field, or you're on the pitch, or you're on the court, it's an all-out war. And just like when you got into fights with some people, and when you were in high school or younger, sometimes you turn around and later you be best buds. It's just the way it is. And that's not the way it is in sports. But when you're done with a match, you get done, you shake hands because it was a battle. It was a war, and it's over. And I don't think people understand the importance of that. especially a lot of
but
StarCraft 2 people
we
have never
got
played
this problem
sports.
now where everyone's trying to fucking sanitize esports, you see. And, you know, we do walk a fine line. We talk about the virtues of sportsmanship. And the reason why sportsmanship is important is because of all the things you've talked about. But we also want all the players to play like robots and completely maintain their emotions within and don't trash talk anyone and
Well, it's
blah,
sponsor
blah, blah.
related, right? It's because it's sponsors.
Well, fuck it. You can't have the best of both worlds. You got to say at least, right? Like, oh, if the handshake is so vitally important at the end of the show, look, guys, we were just playing. We're all bros, really. If that's so important to esports, then fuck it, man. You've got to allow a little bit of trash talking and a bit of personality. But no, like we want this complete sanitized environment. And even in the rare occasions where you just got cause to not like a guy, you got to shake his hand, and what next? Like, he drops his trousers and you got to kiss his ass on stage? Is this happening? Like, is this what's going to happen? Everyone needs to, like, seriously, like, accept that trash talking is part of the game, that's cool. And then, you know, then we've got a reason to say, let's enforce the handshake. Because
So
he says
trash talking is a vital part of esports.
Vital part of it.
It's part of the psychological.
It's why we're having this conversation right now. None of this would be happening if there hadn't been good trash talking in Anaheim. I don't even know who freaking won. But I know all the story about the trash talking and the excitement. I do know who won, of course. But that was what makes it exciting. That's why there was so much talk about Anaheim, right? You take away all those elements, guess what? Just another event. Just another StarCraft 2 tournament with the same people playing in it. 7 out of the 8 finalists are Koreans, the same shit. But this one brought entertainment value. And the entertainment value came from people genuinely being competitive and saying, fuck you, buddy, we're in a battle right now, and I'm going to give you a thumbs down. Yeah, okay, it's thumbs down, big deal. Like, who would be scared of that? But since we're not playing a physical game, it's not like you're punching him in the gut or in a scrum, you're poking him in the eye.
Like, unless that thumb is so big that you're that scared and it's like upset you the most. Like, I just don't get it. Like,
or you were attacked by a thumb as a child, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, but the end
got
of
like
the day,
some fucking repressed memory.
Professional players have to put all of that aside. They have to deal with the trash talk. They have to play the game. They have to win or lose, and then deal with the consequences of their actions after what happens. And all of the fans that are watching, they're the people that, if those guys get upset, that's the bit that pisses me off. So the professionals at that level, they're the role models. Like, they're the ones that everybody aspires to be. And if they do stupid shit, that's when I start moaning. It's that.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. But again, though, it comes down into that, this idea of you being a role model. So then what we do is we attach. It's like right, okay, you're a competitor and you want to win, and you're going to do anything to get you that edge. And we want you to win, and we're your sponsors, and we're your managers, and we're your fans. But don't call him a nasty name. Don't do anything that I can get away with when I play my games, or even on the street, or even when I'm playing a game of football, or even with friends in my fucking living room. Don't do those things. Don't do those normal everyday things. We don't want you to do those things. Sponsors don't want you to do those things. It's such a bullshit, like, double standard that we've got in esports. No wonder half of these players are going fucking nuts. You know what I mean? Like, serious. Like, I don't understand. Professional sports people don't have to live up to standards this high. Wayne Rooney can fucking get a camera and say fuck you, and it makes, you know, might make the front page for a day, and he comes out and he gives a mealy-mouthed apology, but he don't get fined, he don't get banned. Someone trash talks in esports and it's like the world's ending.
Oh,
like,
come on, Richard. Like, somebody who's high profile does it once, it's fine. He has to do it like 20 times.
It depends. It depends on what the prescribed. Like, we talk about meta game. Let's talk about meta narrative that exists around esports and the way we pigeonhole people into bad, good. He's okay to do this. He gets a pass. He can't do jack shit though because I don't like him because he said this thing once 2 fucking years ago that I'm never going to let go. Right? And like, so he can never do anything ever again. And that's what esports is like. It's just like a bunch of fucking tree houses. Like, it's pathetic. So, you know, I love trash talking. It makes it real. It makes it real. It brings home. You know, you see it in basketball. You see it in football. Every game. You know they're whispering in each other's ears in the court. Yeah, motherfucker. You know what I mean? You know they're winding each other up. And you can see it. And you can see when people get riled. And, you know, you get behind it. You know, and that's great. But in esports, we want everyone to be like, you know, Mary Poppins. It's ridiculous.
Well, let's not say esports because you grew up, you understand CS, and for years CS. In fact, somebody was just mentioning this in the chat, and I remember it just the same, even though I was old enough to drink, and some of these guys were not. When I was administering some of the tournaments, is the CS community. Every word you can imagine was thrown around during matches. In the middle of a match, some guy would stand up and trash talk to the other side. So let's not say esports in general. Let's say StarCraft 2, and it's specifically, in some cases, League of Legends because they're trying to crack it down.
Look at Call of Duty, man. Impact got how many warnings this weekend?
Riot would have a fucking collective coronary if a player just like stood up after getting first blood and went, "You got fucking sat, yo," and like went mental. Those guys, like when Team Man was shouting "Get fucked" after every kill, even though it couldn't be picked up on the stream, producers were straight over there. Odie will tell you about this more than me. I wasn't there. I sell secondhand stories because I don't get to go to the big esports stuff.
But people are asking us why we're getting upset with Nanywan not shaking hands, but yet we're talking about there being a need for more trash talking, and all of a sudden, like, I think what people are understanding is that what happens on the field or during the match is part of it, and that's trash talking. But once that's over with, win or lose, there is a level of sportsmanship, and Nanywa just didn't show it. Now, I don't think it's because Nanywa is more not so much a dick. I think he's just not mature enough to understand professionalism in esports, and I know this for a fact.
Odie, you want to say something? You've been trying to get in here. It's hard getting in with these guys.
Yeah, but
set me off.
I've managed the guy. I know what he's like. Like, he knows what I think, and my particular tweet on this matter was my opinion. I think it was a dick move not to shake his hand, and that's it. That's all I did. For my when I used to be a player, like I never said good luck. I never said good game. Like I just wanted to win. Like it was bad luck for me to actually type good game. It always is. Like, whenever I manage now, I'll never go stand near an opponent manager and stand there and chat. Oh, this is fun, because it isn't fun. I want to beat you.
Right.
So that's my philosophy on esports. Like, we're not doing this for fun. We're not doing this to be part of the numbers. I'm doing this to win. That's my.
That's right. And anyone that says they play their game to just have fun is lying. If you play your game and you're playing to win, I mean, you don't play to lose. You play to win. Yeah. So let it show.
And we as fans, we want to see that, and you can't see what's happening internally, so we have to see things that are demonstrative, and that's what happens.
I think it was great to watch. From a spectator point of view, him not shaking hands is fantastic.
It is.
Just my opinion. I think he's a dick for not shaking hands. Simple as that. But tonight,
this is what I mean. I just wish there wasn't for starters, when players do something genuinely nice and altruistic, like outside of the tournaments that they play in, and there are players that do pretty cool stuff, it rarely gets picked upon unless it's some horrendous PR move, like his so-and-so visiting a hospital for sick kids or whatever the fuck, some real contrived bullshit, which we're starting to see in esports now. But there are a lot of top players that help journalists get ahead by giving them a scoop or an interview, or helping players come up, or they interact with the community in a cool and unique way, or they do some other generally good stuff that they're affiliated with positive things off their own back. Never talk about it. Minute a guy says to another guy, "You're shit, I'm going to beat you in a game," or, "Wow, have you won that, you fucking cheesy motherfucker," or whatever. Again, it's this guy can never have fans ever again. This guy's an asshole. Let's drum him out of esports. And then we all sit around stroking our chins, bored out of our minds, saying the same thing week in, week out. I just wish esports had a bit more excitement and a bit more emotion. And the guys who embody that, we fucking drum them out every time. The community drums them out. It's like there's a bunch of virgins sat there in their Y-fronts waiting for a guy to say something that might be a little bit near the knuckle, and they already got their sponsors on speed dial. I'm calling Monster. How dare you? How dare you say something I disagree with? And if I do this, it's like a reality show, and I can vote you off. It's bollocks, man. Fucking esports has really got to grow the fuck up, though.
But one end of it, though, Idra. Look at Idra. So Idra did something extremely stupid and got sacked. That's where players have to see that example and never do what the hell he did again.
Yeah, but that was Odie. That was after like the 10th, 15th. I mean, however many times.
There's only so far you can go. Like, for obviously owning a team, that there are certain things you have to adhere to your sponsors, to your fans, to your perspective on where you want to go as a team. And Idra crossed the line. Luckily, Greg is big enough character that he'll be okay, but he crossed the line.
I agree. I agree. In Greg's instance, I even wrote an article about it. I think he crossed the line because once you turn on the fans in that kind of way, and you know, you're really harming the people that are giving you this living. And I don't mean the fans directly. I mean the organisation by proxy. The fans no longer wanting to engage with that organisation because of what you've done. But equally, there are plenty of times when I've seen players punished or having to come out and give mealy-mouthed apologies, and they've done nothing wrong in the first instance. I mean, absolutely nothing. The kind of stuff they get away with in any other sport, it wouldn't even be news. And it's just esports drama all the time, and that's just what I got a problem with. It's like, it's all fine and dandy saying to the players, be professional. But let's actually remember what esports is. Esports is a fledgling industry that's barely a decade old. You know, I mean, in serious terms, if you want to go back to fucking King of Kong, obviously, yeah, cool. But let's be real about it. It's barely a decade old in real terms. We've got young guys that are the lifeblood of it who don't even have a lot of life skills in a lot of instances. Some of them haven't even held a job, and they're top esports competitors. And we expect them to know these like advanced methods of like what's the professional thing to do, and this is how you have to think, and this is how you handle this situation in public, while organizations want to exploit them for money, don't pay for PR training 99 times out of 100, and just throw them in at the fucking deep end with the sharks, and then, you know, see if they swim or sink. It's bollocks. And, you know, there's so much more we could do. If that standard is so important to the organizations, do something about collectively enforcing it and educating the people so they know what to do and what not to do. And, like, to be honest, I don't even think there is a responsibility on part of the organizations to do that, because if you call an opponent an asshole, well, give a fuck. You know, the world's still going to be there tomorrow. Maybe they're right. Just let them get on with it, man. Fans, organizations, everyone. Just let esports be real for 5 fucking minutes and see what happens.
Yeah, but you just kind of said contradictory things, man. You're saying, like, if we let them be who they are, then they're going to be hanging themselves, and then now you're saying what are you saying?
Who brought fucking themselves to the party, Chris? When did that happen? Who brought suicide?
Okay, it is definitely a very, very tough thing to figure out, because particularly because all the players are just different and all the players are perceived differently. But it's up to the organizations to figure out how to guide those images and what's best for the player correctly. You know,
I would just take the Idra example. Any team managers learning anything about esports and how to instruct your players, look at Idra and what happened.
Yeah,
Greg was on a shitload of money a year and lost it overnight. So it's really that simple.
And because of the personality he'd cultivated over a long period of time, fell into a pretty cushy number where I'm sure he's going to make a shitload of money anyway. So it just goes to show, folks, being a little fucking Mary Poppins don't always pay off. And sometimes it can be good to be the bad guy, which he fucking knew, which is why he was the bad guy. He certainly did more for him than his skills ever did.
Well, it helps that he was good at one point, too. But
at one point.
All right, that's enough of this. Any other topic we want to talk about with Odie?
No.
Done. Shake hands.
We gotta have you on here. We've been talking about it since the launch. We just haven't figured out a time. So we'll figure it out. We can maybe talk some League with you too, and that kind of good stuff. But...
yeah, League is fun. Dota's getting good though. Got TL3 coming up very soon.
Yeah.
So
what's the date on TL? What's the date on the international?
One quick question for you, Chris.
Yeah.
Is somebody's asking? They love the podcasts and they've always listened to it, but in my app there was no update for Climbing the Ladder for a long time. So they're wondering if that's their fault or have we not uploaded a podcast in a while?
Oh no, they're all up to date. So
okay.
I think it's just for whatever reason it's not getting updated. Yeah, on iTunes I looked at it last night actually. iTunes is up to date, so no idea. Yeah, so the TI is when? The international is when again? When is the international?
It's in a month's time.
It's a month,
so
okay.
My team just landed in Vancouver. We're boot camping for a month there.
Oh, nice. That should be a lot of fun. But
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
all right, buddy. Well, I think we're close.
But
Yeah, we better close up. I've
Yeah,
I
sorry
realize what
guys.
time it was.
I haven't had my medication. I just fucking went wild. I just went ham for about half an hour about like fuck all really. Sorry. Fuck
You're
it.
using all your content for your trash
No, I
talk.
love it.
talk
I love
shit,
it.
man.
Fucking just sorry.
It's all right.
Don't
If anyone wants to host an intervention for me, I'm sure my family would thank you. So just
All right, Eddie, man. Thanks, man.
Yeah, cheers.
All right, take it easy.
Thanks, Doug.
Bye.
yeah, peace, Mike.
Oops.
Be
All
seeing
right.
him at Gfinity soon, so looking forward to that. Me and Mike
Gfinity?
catch up. Yeah, it's a LOL tournament that appeared from nowhere in the UK. $55,000 prize fund, and everyone was like, "What the fuck?" Their promotional video was like just shots of London interspliced with other gaming events, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is such a scam." Turns out, nah, it's not a scam. Straight legit. Got loads of real sponsors and everything. I did some digging. It's going to be pretty awesome. $55,000 tournament in the UK for LOL and Call of Duty.
See?
Same
Hopefully
price
that's
venue.
the,
That shit never
hopefully
happens
that's
here.
the same thing we get from Stat Drive, that it's legit, even though it looks like a total scam.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's,
Yeah.
let's
We're gonna
see
find
what-
out. We're gonna
Yeah,
find
we will
out.
find out. I promise you that. We will find out. We will have them on eventually. Unless I just keep getting the cold shoulder over or the cancels over and over again. But
What do you reckon? They're checking we're legal or something?
I don't know.
I don't know. It was supposedly PR. PR has to approve the questions.
They may need to. They may need. Yeah, they may need to get some PR on how they're gonna field the question of where the $800,000 in prizing is coming from.
Well, we'll see. You know, again, there's some people that are working with them right now who are actually good people in
They're
esports.
legit.
so-
Yes, there are.
it's-
So we'll see.
Seen it a million
Yeah.
times though. Good people wanting to believe.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
all know how that ends.
All right, let's wrap the show up.
Yep.
Do
Sorry.
some shout outs. Thank you.
Sorry.
Richard, start off, man.
I won't do shout outs. I've talked too much already. Just thanks to all the listeners. Love you.
Awesome. John?
I'll do the same so we can get out of here. Thanks to everyone tuning in.
Yep. Same here. Thanks to all the viewers that checked it out. Thanks to Jason and Odie for popping on. Odie was a very nice, pleasant surprise at the end. Kurt too. Kurt's always a pleasure having him on, and hopefully he'll be calling in much more than he has been in the recent history. But the VODs for the show are gonna be on youtube.com/ChanmanV. I think part 1's actually done already. Let me look real quick for you guys.
You're so good, Chris.
Hey,
and
I'm right, I
You
am.
didn't even make a production fuck up this week. I don't think.
Yeah, I
Apart from
didn't even
accidentally
notice
muting
that.
yourself.
Yeah,
That doesn't
fuck
count.
yeah.
You do that every week.
Oh my god. Screw you, man. Just screw you. This is the type of appreciation I get, man, on
That's
this
trash
show.
talking, and then we're gonna all shake hands when we
We're gonna all shake
Yeah,
hands
that's what it's
afterwards.
about, man.
we shake
It's so
hands.
easy for you guys, you know. It's processing right now, so any second now the part 1 should be available, and part 2's already uploading too. So you can check those out there. The audio versions, like somebody mentioned, are available. You can find them on iTunes. Just search for Climbing the Ladder. There's actually 2 Climbing the Ladders on iTunes, believe it. One's like some National Geographic's indigenous thing, and then the other thing is our podcast. So it might take a little bit of finding. You might be able to do Climbing the Ladder and then just look for ChanmanV.
I do have one more thing before we go, Chris. But
Okay, sure.
no, you can keep going with your.
Oh, okay. And
saving it.
well, I was gonna wrap it up, so go ahead and just mention something.
Oh, I just want to mention I went to. I don't know if anyone knows of this, and I had actually not heard of it until it was kind of announced in our area. But Video Games Live, it's a concert, and they do it worldwide. And so it's traveling right now. So if you hear of Video Games Live or look it up, Video Games Live, it was actually a really, really cool concert. I won tickets to it. It's the first time I ever won anything. And I won tickets to the concert, and I went to the concert. It was awesome. He's been doing it for 11 years. He has 120 different sets, and it's with a full symphony. There's and I'm not saying this right because it's not flutist, it's flautist. Well, you would know, right, Chris? You kind of got musical background. Is it flautist?
It's
But,
flautist, yeah.
It is
Yeah.
flautist. It is
Okay,
flautist.
so I was asking you because I thought maybe you'd know. But anyway, check it. If it's in your area, it's definitely worth going to. And if you have kids, it's awesome to take them to. But it's got old school music, old school gaming music, and they got videos in the background going. It's pretty awesome. So
Okay.
anyway, just
Great.
wanted to mention that and share that.
Is anyone on acid, or is it not that kind of thing?
No, it is not that kind. It's a real
right. Just
symphony, and it's
Real
chill and
symphony.
laid back.
Real
It's a
symphony
real
techno.
Right, well, just
Lots of
fucking-
glowing necklaces.
But it's all game music. That's the thing. It's all game music, just done with a symphony, or
Okay,
guitars and
okay.
things like that.
Great. Anything else? Let's see. Follow the channel if you like any of the shows. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like it, because it all helps out. And I guess I'll go ahead and... All right, this is going to be the first word that we say on Superstar
boy.
Strikers Cup. So I'm kind of announcing it. I'll have an official announcement soon, but we'll go ahead and just kind of say it, since I was going to announce it like just with the thread and the video and everything tomorrow. But we're going to be doing another Superstar Strikers event on July 14th with all your favorite personalities and players from the communities, so whether they're from the Star Strikers community or just from you guys. But it's going to be similar to last time. If you didn't check it out, last time we had DJ Wheat and Day 9 and JP, Huck, Desro, Suppy, just all those guys creating a team. And we're going to be having the same type of roster this time around. Again, each team will have consist of 2 pros and personalities that will captain the team. And then the other half of the team will consist of you guys in the community. And some of the people that have already confirmed are DJ Wheat and Wax Stevens are going to be back to defend their title. And we got Idra and Huck as a team. We got Suppy and Sasquatch back. Gosh, I have to go through the list. There's a lot more people. I think Todd and Kalaris, TLO, Flo, Thorzane. So lots of folks. I still haven't even asked everybody. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Check it out, support it, and play Star Strikers. Star Strikers is actually an amazing UMS game that we're trying to promote. And Whack and DJ Wade will be announcing something pretty soon too in regards to what they're doing from a Star Striker standpoint. But anyways, for Climbing the Ladder this week... Oh, actually, one more thing. Next week on Climbing the Ladder, we're going to have John from Carbot and Tempo on to really talk about creating content off of games that have nothing to do with the video games themselves. So creating art, whether it's music or it's animations or any of that sort of thing, and creating a business off of it, because those guys are doing quite well with doing that. But for ChanmanV, John Clark, and Richard Lewis, we will see you next week. Later.
Yeah, later.
Peace.
No rollout today.
Green tiles.
Green. Oh yeah. That was.
No.